Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a quick video because I found something pretty funny today on Twitter that I thought I'd share with you guys. Hopefully the cherry picking clown in the thumbnail might give you a hint about the subject. Right, so a few days ago a Flerf named Brian Sweet posted this meme on Twitter, which is an excerpt from an old encyclopedia along with the dirt pizza earth with a dome over the top. And he even has some measurements. Good boy, Brian. So at latitude 80 south, the height of the dome is 13,000 feet, and over the North Pole, the dome is 385,500 feet. I have no idea how he got that figure, but the 13,000 feet figure comes from the old encyclopedia. And one thing that's going to be important a bit later in the video is that Brian is clearly showing a model that has Antarctica as an ice wall on the outer perimeter. So here's that excerpt from the encyclopedia, and the underlined quote says, "These flights proved the inland areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 south, longitude 90 east." And this has been debunked countless times before me. The dome they're referring to is a geological structure, not the dome over the dirt pizza as Brian claims. I even linked him to the specific dome they're referring to, which is called Dome A or Dome Argus. And here's that wiki page, and you'll see that it is indeed 13,000 feet high. So if his dirt pizza dome was also 13,000 feet high, I guess the plane must have been flying through the Antarctic ice. You'll also notice that the coordinates in the top right are off by a couple of hundred Ks, and I think that's forgivable for a flight in 1956, so well before GPS, and dealing with some pretty large magnetic declination. And just to show you what an ice dome is, I've drawn 4 lines, north, south, east and west from Dome Argus, and each one of these lines is 500 kilometers long. And when I ask Google Earth to plot the elevation profile for each of these lines, you'll see why they're called ice domes. They just very gently slope away over hundreds of kilometers. So a really rough average for Dome Argus is that for every 600 meters you walk towards it, you gain 1 meter of elevation. So that would be barely noticeable, but obviously over these long distances, it will add up. But that's not the funny part. I was super curious about the following sentence. So new mountain ranges were located at about latitude 85 south, longitude 50 west, reaffirming the observation made by Ron in 1947 that the Antarctic continent is a single unit. So is it Toon's first law of Flerf, I think? Whichever one says that the Flerf citations always contradict their argument. So if it isn't clear why this is a problem for Brian, let's have a look at these 2 flights. The green one is from McMurdo to Dome Argus, which is about 1,700 kilometers, and the blue one is from McMurdo to these newly discovered mountain range at 85 south, 50 west, which is about 1,800 kilometers. Now that's easy if the Earth is a ball and the Antarctic continent is a single unit. Unfortunately, if you think we live on the dirt pizza, then flying from McMurdo to Dome Argus would not only be over 26,000 kilometers, it would also fly over mainland Australia, and the flight from McMurdo to these new mountain ranges would be a whopping 36,000 kilometers and fly over the continental United States as well as South America. Not surprisingly, Brian doubled down on this being a reference to the dome over the dirt pizza and not the geological feature called an ice dome. So yeah, that wraps up today's episode of Got a Light of Flerf. See ya.